This is SportsCenter with Elle Duncan and Kevin Nagandi.
Those are all big facts. Hello and good evening, and we're going to hold you down until an hour from now. Game 1 of the Women's College World Series Championship Series. We will preview Oklahoma FSU from OK City, Kev.
Do the Sixers have an answer in stopping Trae Young tonight? Plus, South Pal's live from Tampa as the defending Super Bowl champs are back on the field. But first, our headlines begin with Aaron Rodgers, whose last game.
Preach, right? I mean, hello, as we say hello to senior NFL insider Adam Schefter, who's joining us now. As expected, Shefty, you told us this. He's not at mandatory camp, that Aaron Rodgers. But what are you hearing from Rodgers' camp about his resolve going forward with the situation?
I was told this week that he's still, quote unquote, strong as hell.
Certainly think that this answered the question whether the media was making all of this hyperbole, right, and fluffing this and blowing it up out of proportion. Apparently not. He is not there. Here's another fun fact that you know, Shefty. Rodgers, one of 8 quarterbacks that has more than one NFL MVP, right? All of the other ones played for more than one team. Hoping for David Bakhtiari. That's not the case here with Aaron Rodgers. Adam Schefter joining us with the latest.
Thank you.
With Holly Rowe, our reporter who's joining us now live from Oklahoma City. And Holly, what would you say is the most important thing for each team heading into Game 1 tonight, starting with the top seed Oklahoma?
Well, I think for Oklahoma, they need stolen bases this year.
I love it. These ladies are like, oh, the path of least resistance? No, thank you. I want my adversity. It builds character, as any coach knows. Holly Rowe joining us ahead of Game 1 of the Women's College World Series, which is right here, 7:30 on ESPN. Thanks, Holly.
Thank you.
Now, from Tampa with much more on the Bucs minicamp. Sal, what did you see from the reigning Super Bowl MVP today at minicamp?
I saw a quarterback that looked great. Take a look at...
Easy peasy. The last 3 champs that have made it back to the Super Bowl with a chance to repeat have all failed in their pursuit. So maybe one more thing that Tom Brady can circle on his list of reasons to come back and keep playing. Sal Palantonio with the latest from Tampa Bay. Trae Young just went on to eat. As we say hello to our NBA champion. 17 seasons of experience and an NBA champion, Richard Jefferson. Put some respect on his name. We just showed you, because this wasn't really a tale of 2 halves in terms of Trae Young. It was really a tale of 3.5 quarters versus 1.5 quarter, but the Sixers did really well down the stretch. So what's the best game plan for them to try to slow down Trae tonight?
Well, you have to mix up the defenders.
Absolutely loves playing this villain role, right? He's only the second player in NBA history with 30 points in each of their first 4 road playoff games, so he wants all the smokes. Just remember that, Philly fans. Late game is Clippers Jazz, Game 1. Point guard Mike Conley out. He's got a mild hamstring strain. RJ, how much of an impact do you think it's going to have on Utah's chances tonight without him?
Well, it's big.
Something's got to give. The Jazz are almost unbeatable at home this year, but they have a total failure to launch in Game 1's 1-11, RJ, since 2008. We'll see what happens tonight. Richard Jefferson joining us here on SportsCenter Breakdown. A couple of games. By the way, Sean Payton is every parent trying to FaceTime. Like, why can't you just frame it up? Why is he down here in the corner? NFL analyst and Super Bowl champion Ryan Clark is joining us now. How do you see the Saints quarterback situation playing out between Winston and Taysom Hill this season?
You know what's crazy? I didn't see it playing out the way it did.
Well, the Saints aren't having a traditional minicamp either with full practice sessions, so we're not going to know until late July how they're divvying up those first-string snaps. I do want to talk about Ben Roethlisberger. He is obviously the starting quarterback at Pittsburgh. He is also 39 years old, and we saw last year what that looks like towards the end of the season. Here's his backup, Mason Rudolph, about potentially succeeding Big Ben next year. He is currently the only quarterback technically on the roster in 2022. Maybe a little blood in the water here. What do you think? You think that he's got what it takes to be the long-term solution under center for the Steelers?
Nope.
Okay.
Sure don't.
I'm filling in for Ben, and his QBR was a 36. Ryan Clark with the latest on the Steelers. Thank you, Arson. Speaking of sticking point, who you got in the Sixers and Hawks?
Sixers are going to even this series and go back to Atlanta.
I sure hope so, because a sweep would be so boring. College World Series is next.